Welcome to the first episode of Listicle. This will be an accompaniment to all of my writing done on The Gamer, which of course is all about writing listicles. I won't read per se all that stuff. I'll kind of go over what my article was about and then go into all the games so you can see all the footage and see what I'm talking about more so than just seeing a picture. Again, it's an accompaniment. Anyway, for the first one, I wanted to go through the Mario Kart clones. Now, Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo is very dear to my heart. I played it so much as a kid. I do like the series, but I haven't played them all that much besides the Super Nintendo ones, so I kind of wanted to go through and look at all the clones and see if there are any better ones out there than actual Mario Kart. And for the most part, a lot of these are, and some are just kind of interesting to talk about. Let's start first with Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. Yeah, this is basically a Disney racing game, the only one out there unless you count the side stuff in Disney Infinity, but you're racing with Chip and Dale and some other mascots that I'm not familiar with in the Disney World attractions. So that's kind of cool, going through the Haunted Mansion and Big Mountain, whatever that thing is called. Again, I've never been there, but it's a cool location for doing this stuff, but with not a lot of recognizable characters, which I thought was weird, except for Chip and Dale. Next we have Rockman Battle and Chase, which is of course a Mega Man racing game, and one of the very few Mario Kart clones that actually use the bottom screen technique that Super Mario Kart did. It's pretty novel. You can gain some powers, and there's a lot of bosses as well as Mega Man and his cohorts going around. Very colorful. I think it looks pretty good still as a PS1 game. Speaking of the PS1, let's get into Tocqueville Racing, which is crazy that this is Squaresoft's in the huge plethora of Final Fantasy spin-offs. This is the only racing one. There's no other, I mean, Square Enix has so many characters, it would be awesome to make another racing game in this realm. It's very cute. I don't think the graphics look that good compared to like Mega Man and stuff like that, or even maybe some of the Marios, but they are colorful sprites and they could have done more with the character selection, but they all have really cool different carts in quotes to skate around in, which, speaking of skating, of course we have Chocobo on skates, and like the white mage on a flying carpet, or the black mage, whatever it is. And yeah, it's all pretty cool, and again, I can't believe they've made another one. And then we have Nicktoons Racing, which kind of is an early example of cell shading. They kind of captured the mood of you know what it is to be in the nicktime plethora of cartoons like Angry Beavers and SpongeBob. I think it's also pretty fun, and I have a lot of nostalgia for a lot of these cartoons as well. Bomberman Fantasy Race is a huge stretch because they're not using carts at all. They're using two different kinds of animals. One's like a giant rabbit thing, and another thing is a rhino thing, and they're racing and you're throwing bombs at people. It is, despite kind of the speed, it is kind of a more slow, heavier tank-like controls, and I like that, and I do like how it's the Chocobo racing game. You know, the Chocobo racing game is actually, you know, a kart game, whereas Chocobo Racing for Final Fantasy VII is its own thing, and that's what this game reminds me of. Strangely enough. Konami's Crazy Racers is another company that I'm surprised that they didn't do another one of these, and the selection of characters is also very small. Westerners probably would really all know Ninja from Metal Gear Solid, and then Goemon from those games, but even he is probably a little bit obscure. This game actually came out just months before the GBA Mario Kart came out, and obviously they're intact at the same time, but it was the first kart racer for the Game Boy Advance, and it looks pretty good despite, again, like the unfamiliar set pieces and characters. Pac-Man World Rally is basically just a Pac-Man kart racer, although it's pretty cool that you can turn into a giant Pac-Man once you release some kind of energy and chase people around, kind of like the Big Bullet from some of the Mario Kart games. And there are some Bandai Namco characters in the well, like people from Dig Dug, and I'm surprised that they too haven't done a racing game where it's all of their properties together. Whittington Space Race is another cell shading game, where in an era where they actually kind of nailed how it looks. And if you play this today, despite how maybe some of the environments aren't that impressive, the characters look really, really good. Thus is the power of cell shading in that PS2 era. It's beautiful, it's, the wacky hijinks of Looney Tunes makes for a great fit for a kart racer, or a space rocket racer, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, it's really fun. I stretched the boundaries of really fun with Star Wars Super Bomberman Racing. I have it on here only because it's so weird. I mean, the prequels are all terrible, so why not just make a lot of goofy games with them? Get as much as you can from kids, essentially. All the classic, in quotes, characters from the prequel trilogy, like Jar Jar Binks, riding around with big heads, and it's pretty great in a low budget kind of level if you want to have some really weird drunken fun, I guess is the best way to describe it. So Modnation Racers was Sony's finally an answer to making some kind of karting game via a third party, and it kind of paved the way for the next game. But first, with Modnation Racers, the whole vinyl character aesthetic is kind of weird, even though you can customize characters. I didn't really get into like the world that it was building, even though it's not really a story-based game, but I didn't really think it was ugly. I thought the implementation of like the track editor and stuff like that was really, really cool, and a platform Sony was trying to make with these build games like Little Big Planet, which, speaking of Little Big Planet, is the better version of this because I just like Little Big Planet and everybody is so cute and more adorably customizable in their little knit suits. So if I had to recommend one of the two Sony properties for kart racers, of course I would say Little Big Planet. It's very cute, it does have flaws, but it's fun. There's another Sony property that has a racing game, which is this Ape Escape one, which is kind of relatively an obscure franchise overall, but especially in the West, even though we got some of the games, it's just kind of a weird place in the pantheon. But this one is Japanese exclusive on the PSP, and it's so weird that these escape monkeys are transforming into the cars like that one Stephen King novel. I think it was Stephen King, can't remember what it was called, but yeah. They are just weird and creepy to look at, how they can just morph their legs into this car parts. I guess it's cool in terms of like a robot being able to transform into a car kind of thing, but also creepy if you think about it too much. I mean, those poor monkeys. DreamWorks Superstar Karts, I think, might be the only huge movie studio network that has its own line. I guess if you want to call Walt Disney as a company like that. Sure, I guess, duh, what am I saying? Of course. Yeah, so it's the DreamWorks characters. There have been actual standoff ones, like there's just a Shrek one, and there's just a Madagascar one, but it also includes a lot of other DreamWorks people. But this one is actually titled DreamWorks. So, yeah, all your favorite characters, like I said, Shrek, and the donkey, and the penguin from Madagascar, and am I leaving any beloved person out? Let's see, Cartoon Network Speedway is another nostalgic trip with a lot of characters that I liked in this time era. I think the only one that I think stands up is Johnny Bravo. Cow and Chicken was very weird at the time. Card Skirted Dog was some really cool Twilight Zone kind of things that were happening that I wasn't quite into at that point. And then Edna and Eddie is just weird. But I think the whole machismo thing of Johnny Bravo being Elvis is still really funny. But that's nothing to do with the racing game. Another PS2 game that's probably not that good, but super unique. Crazy Frog Arcade Racer. It's insane that this got a video game. Everyone knows the annoying frog or the crazy frog, whatever, the bing, 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 blah, blah, blah. Very early cell phone stuff as a ringtone. It came from Europe. And it's just so weird that it has this like pantheon of all these characters that I have no idea who they are. But it is a big, huge thing in Europe where it's derived from. So I guess, I can see this getting a kart racer. There's a lot of weird techno remixes in here, like the Final Countdown, but with, the frog saying all his stupid bleeps and bloops. So, if you want that, that is. Another obscure game is this Kaiman Rider Churinko Hero, which is a bunch of Kamen Rider characters, which are kind of like Power Rangers and Ultraman, on little tricycles, which is so adorable, plus they're all chibi, so they have giant heads. It's adorable, but kind of a mess to play. It's kind of hard to control, but I just love it, just because of the big heads and riding around tricycles, and how menacing everyone looks, but they're just, little chibi cute things, and yeah, it's unique. Here's another Japanese-only game, which is based off of a super deformed version of F1 Racing. It is the most clone-like of clones for Super Mario Kart, because it came out on the Super Nintendo at the end of its lifespan. Looks pretty much exactly like Super Mario Kart, except the graphics are pixely better. The art, having a couple years longer to cook and, boost the power from the system, it was a good thing. There's not really music in the game. There's announcers talking, so it looks like that took up all that space on the cartridge, which is kind of weird. But yeah, they are based on F1. All the characters are based on racers, but just in animal form. It's strange. I am not really a Sonic guy, per se. The original games were cool and fun, but didn't really follow any other series. This one is kind of like Diddy Kong Racing, where you're Sonic and you transform your car to get little points as the car, turning into a plane glide thingy, or transforming into a boat. It's a cool novel idea that I can't believe not that many people have implemented it yet in a bigger capacity, that is to say. But yeah, it's just even though it says Sonic Racers, it's actually a huge actual plethora of Sega people, super obscure ones. Even the guy from Shenmue's in there, driving his forklift, which is hilarious. So yeah, it's really, really good. Trust me, even if you don't like Sonic, you need to check out this game. Speaking of Diddy Kong Racing, yes, this originated the whole, it's more about karts kind of thing on the Nintendo 64, which I think is actually a better game than Mario Kart 64. Yeah, there's hovercrafts, there's planes, and then there's go-karts. It introduced an open world for you to explore. There's a story involved. It is Diddy Kong and all kinds of other rare people in the game. Not rare as in, rare as the developer. Anyway, yeah, it's cool. But if I had to choose a game that is the best of the best, or something more beloved to me, that is of course Crash Bandicoot Racing, and it is fantastic. I love this series to death. At this point, when I went to the Nintendo 64, I went PlayStation. So where everybody was going with Mario, I went with a new franchise with Crash Bandicoot, and it's so good. There have been some other Crash Bandicoot racing games. I don't think they're as good. This one is very much along the lines of Diddy Kong Racing, where it is an open world and there's a story. And because I like these characters more, it was a nice kind of expansion to the last game, which was Crash Bandicoot 3. But yeah, it's really good. Lots and lots of characters, fun power-ups, great courses. It was a nice send-off to the Crash Bandicoot legacy in terms of being developed by Naughty Dog. And that's basically it. It was kind of hard to talk about these games because they're all essentially the same, being clones of Mario Kart, and Mario Kart isn't really that special either because they're just racing games with just wackier things like power-ups and iconic characters that would be fun to play in a tournament kind of style thing. I expand my thoughts in my listicle on the gamer, so if you want to read that, the link is below. And I hope you look forward to more listicles that I write for that website, along with accompanying videos like this one. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Did you know that was a ReActionExaminer video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomops, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course you should support me on Patreon because hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.